All right, let's talk about women's college basketball. Handheld, wireless, Behringer ULM 300 USB to whatever dynamic microphone. So I'm gonna hold this here and just be real careful like driving. But I watched the Iowa and LSU college women's basketball championship because I, like many others across the country, was captivated by Caitlin Clark in this tournament. She is unlike anything I have ever seen in women's basketball, just as far as like the range and the stop on a dime. She's very Steph Curry like when it comes to her style of shooting. Now, granted, she can do more, but a couple thoughts here. I was very sad that Iowa lost because I really wanted Caitlin Clark to like complete the championship run. She's got another year. She could still do it. I mean, you would think someone like her would get better as opposed to worse, but who knows? But, it was sad to see her lose, but that team really was no match for LSU. LSU, those girls could shoot the basketball. At least they could that day. My God, man, it was impressive to watch them absolutely eat up points against Iowa. Like, Iowa got in foul trouble. It just didn't work out. It just wasn't their day, and that's okay. The controversy surrounding that game with Angel Reese, who is, sorry, she's a punk, dude. Like, she is a punk. Now, she's good, and she was enjoyable to watch, but man, the sass whenever they called a foul on her, that is a diva. That is a diva right there. That is Kevin Durant level diva. And so at the end of the game, so first of all, LSU took offense to the disrespect that Iowa put on South Carolina. I guess like leaving them wide open for shots, like they considered that disrespectful. That's basketball. Like, if you don't believe your opponent can knock down a shot and you want to get yourself closer to rebound contention as opposed to defending an outside shot, that's basketball. So fuck that. Fuck the whole disrespect thing, which had nothing to do with LSU. Absolutely nothing to do with them whatsoever. But apparently in a game that also did not involve LSU, Caitlin Clark did a nice little quick "you can't see me" motion after she was like going off. I think it was in the tournament. So Angel Reese, like after LSU had won, here's the thing. Being humble is desirable in my opinion. Like, I like to surround myself with humble people. Now, Caitlin Clark also knows how to entertain a little bit. She's really good of like just building her legend. In my opinion, Angel Reese could have 100% absolutely done the little "you can't see me" thing to Caitlin Clark, and I'd have zero issue with it. Especially if it was quick like that, and you walk away. The problem with Angel Reese was I bet it was a solid 20 seconds of her just like lingering and just like being around her. At the end of the game, Caitlin Clark was walking around the court and Angel Reese was like taunting, like following her very closely and just kept doing this and pointing at the ring finger. And like Caitlin was paying zero attention to her, none whatsoever. And it was intentional. Caitlin Clark said she did not see her do that. That's bullshit. Caitlin Clark 100% saw her do that out of the corner of her eye. Caitlin Clark just did the correct thing and absolutely ignored it, which I had respect for that. She 100% ignored it. She didn't make a big deal out of it. I'm sure she understands that she also did that. And that leaves her open to retaliation, which, again, if Angel Reese had done it in a quick motion or quick fashion, couple seconds, maybe up to 5 of that, no big deal. But Angel Reese stalked her on the court. Angel Reese was mad that she would not even look her way while she was doing. She did this like 20 times, and did this a few times. It was like, it was pathetic. Like, for the first couple seconds she did that, I was like, oh, I see, okay, that's all right. Competition, it's all good, but she wouldn't stop. She would not stop. And instead of celebrating the fact that they won a championship, she was so much more concerned with getting Caitlin Clark to see her doing that. That's the problem. That's where I think it was disrespectful. And I think the girl's a punk. I just do. Which sucks because even though I wanted Iowa to win, and I really enjoy watching Caitlin Clark play, the Carson girl for LSU was exciting. That was so exciting to watch. Like, that girl had me pumped up because I really didn't have a dog in the fight. I wanted Iowa to win, but I mean, I'm an Ohio State basketball guy, but I wanted to see the Big Ten pull it out, and Caitlin Clark, of course. But that did not stop me from, like, just garnering a huge amount of respect for those LSU girls, except for Angel. And I'm sure Angel is a great teammate and great player. She is definitely a force. But I don't like Steph Curry for the same kind of showboat diva bullshit. Kevin Durant, all that. You know, Giannis is my kind of basketball player. Giannis is humble and dominant, and it's good to see. But those LSU girls, man, I was like, a little part of me was rooting for them too, because LSU has never won a championship game, not college, not men's, not women's. So it was good to see that too. And Kim Mulkey, you know, people say they can't stand her, but I was impressed by her demeanor during and after the game. I thought she handled herself really well, and I got a little emotional seeing her get emotional because, you know, she brought the first college basketball title to LSU, and she's, you know, she has history with Louisiana. I don't know if she's born there, lived there. I know the beginning of her collegiate career, I think it was Louisiana Tech or something like that. I could be way off base or wrong, but man, that was just it really put a sour taste at the end of that game to see Angel Reese try so hard to get Caitlin Clark to acknowledge that she was trash talking her. Like, it was kind of pathetic. But the rest of those girls, hats off to all of them, but the rest of those girls, like, they made fans. I hope to watch some of those girls in the WNBA. And I will say this too, and I've been falling off the sports wagon really hard the last year or two. Like, I really don't enjoy it the way I used to. But watching that women's basketball game at championship, that was some of the purest basketball I've seen in quite a while. So it kind of got me in the direction of, like, when I do watch a sport, you know, I think I'm going to watch the women's tournament when it comes back around. And I think I would kind of like to watch the WNBA, and just, it's just more pure to me. Like, there's less bullshit and drama, and, like, let's be honest, the guys, they get paid a shit ton of money. And that's another thing. WNBA, you can't get paid a shit ton of money because the money's not there. It's just not there. The guys, they make a shit ton of money. And, you know, I see a lot of guys playing really hard, but I didn't see anybody playing like those two teams in that college championship game the other night. Like, I watched a bunch of girls put their heart on the line and play their hardest, and just really, the passion made it so much better. The fundamentals made it so much better. Men's college basketball is good, but I don't know, man. It was just nice to see a really good game that I felt was, like, played the way basketball is intended to be played for the most part. But Angel Reese, I'm with a lot of the media. You're a punk, and it's okay. It's just a snap judgment. I don't know her. I don't know her. She might be awesome, but what I saw in the court, she a punk. Didn't like it. I may have to start using this phone from now on. The picture is much better than the other one that I have. Whoa, no, wait. Maybe I shouldn't do that, especially because of this topic. Maybe I'll just use the worst phone. That way you guys don't see as much of me. Because it is hard. It's hard. I used to be one of the beautiful people, I swear. No, not really. Never was. Anyways. Yuck. So, I just went into Wendy's, And I grabbed a sandwich, and I grabbed a drink. And of course, my Coke was supposed to be Coke. It is Diet Coke. So fuck you, Wendy's. Fuck right off. I like Diet Coke okay, but Wendy's Diet Coke tastes flat. All the time, just flat. So anyways, I go in there, and I noted, like, I'm an analyzer, and there's this really nice woman who helps me and gives me my order, and I just kind of noticed, like, for working in Wendy's, she was dressed better than I am. Like, I walked out of there, and I was kind of like, wow. Like, I know that I'm 41, but I have really just completely quit giving a shit what I look like. Like, subconsciously. Completely have quit giving a shit about what I look like. And I think it's because of, like, all the gray in my beard. Maybe. I don't know. When I get a haircut, I am very good about tidying everything up. But only when I get a haircut. When I get a haircut, I blend everything into the hair, and then I leave some of this longer. And, you know, for about 3 days, I look my best. And I feel pretty good. But at the same time, I only do that because when I get a haircut, I go really short on the sides and back and a little longer on the top, which I'm due for. And I don't want my sideburns, like, puffed out higher, you know, wider than the rest of my head. It just looks goofy. So I get all that trimmed up and all that good stuff, and I just look at myself, and I know I just came from work. And I'm not really a person that likes to get dressed to the nines for anything, fucking obviously, right now. I've got a thrift store polo on right now. And sometimes I look at myself like, dude, you don't give a fuck, do you? Like, you could give a fuck less. And I've never been big on dressing to the nines or anything like that. But my God, as we get older, at least me, I want to wear, I've got this pair of gray sweatpants, and they're not sweatpants in the traditional sense. They don't have the tight ankles and all that shit. They're more like an athletic, kind of baggy, loose bottomed, all one straight leg kind of gray, very thin sweatpants. My wife loves them. She loves sweatpants season. But they go really good with a black band t-shirt, like my Dead Kennedys shirt, or my Megadeth shirt, or a Tool shirt. They go really well with that. And I'll go everywhere in that shit. Like, I don't care. I'm married with kids. My younger days are behind me. My days of, like, trying to impress other people around me by what I wear and my fashion choices. Like, again, don't get me wrong. I don't want to look like a complete bum. So obviously I'm not going to go out to, like, a nice dinner with my favorite gray pants and a black band shirt on. I will get, you know, actually dressed sometimes. But for the most part, I don't fucking want to be uncomfortable. And I definitely think that's partly an age thing. Like, I can't stand to be uncomfortable. And the most comfortable thing in the world is those gray pants. They're fucking amazing. And that makes me happier than if someone were to see me and be like, looking pretty good, middle-aged fucking weirdo. I'd rather feel good than be looked at as good, I guess. But I've tried to think about ways, like, do I really want to just give up in that sense? Like, a part of it's working. Like, I work 5 days a week like most of America, and I have to be comfortable there, so I tend to wear a collared shirt that's comfortable, which is what I've got on now, because the only rule at work is, like, you know, basically a collared shirt for men. Supposed to tuck them in. I don't fucking do that. Fuck off. Can't do it. Sorry, those days are over. And you know, some dress pants and some shoes, and I wear some decent stuff. But I am definitely the guy that looks like he's gonna go golfing after work. every single day. And my work shit, I just can't change. I could wear a fucking dress shirt and a tie and tucked in and all that, because the other few guys, I work with like 3 whole guys at the office I work in, and then the other 30 people are women. But two of the 4 guys consistently wear shirt and tie. 3 of the 4 guys, at least some days of the week, wear the shirt and the tie. 1 guy, bet you can't guess who that is, says fuck the tie, fuck the tucked in, fuck all that. And that's me. I just can't do it, man. It's just uncomfortable. There's nothing comfortable to me about having a shirt tucked in. There's nothing comfortable to me about a tie. There's no one to impress. The dress code is the dress code. If you're going to tell me I can get away with... If the dress code was, at bare minimum, wear these gray pants, these gray cloth fucking penis showing pants, and your favorite band t-shirt, and a pair of slippers, you know what I'd fucking show up in? Just that. That's what I would show up in. And again, I'm going to defend myself a little. I do not go Adam Sandler style. I do not go anywhere in pajama pants. No fucking way. Can't do it. Won't do it. I at least try to accessorize my gray cloth pants with, I try to set it off. I'll wear some like chunkier trainers. Learned that from Ted Lasso. I'll wear some chunkier trainers that, look athletic. And, boy, I hope fucking, what's his name? Fuck, that episode. I was just thinking about the guy that used to be a douche telling Kaylee he loved her. Anyways, if you watch Ted Lasso, you know what I'm talking about. End of season 2. Trying to finish up so I can start on season 3. But, yeah, I try to look somewhat presentable, but at the same time don't give a fuck. And I don't know how to combat that. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, to me, this is gross. But my wife don't want me to be barefaced, then I don't want to be barefaced because it's not pretty. Like, just the fact that I've got more under chin than normal. It's just not pretty. But neither is this gray fucking... Looks like old muff hair on my chin, It's like... Totally would fit right in on a vagina. And I don't like it. But I'm not collaring it. But it looks like shit. I don't know. Maybe I need to grow it longer. Maybe it'll look better. I don't know. I've never done well with like the long beard shit. What do you guys do? Anybody that's like pushing my age or graying, like what the fuck do you do? Like, I feel like that's kind of what's made me give up. And don't get me wrong, I really don't give a fuck that much, but there is a percentage of me that still does. And I'm trying to tap into that and be like, I could look nicer. But then again, I'm like, why? Why and for who? And I suppose that's exactly where the middle-aged bullshit comes from. It's like, you look middle-aged because you're like, fuck it, I'm middle-aged. Who cares? I don't know. It's a hard struggle. Like, I feel like every passing day, like I'm a little less afraid of just the simple fact of growing old, but I am also more afraid of giving up. Like, just giving up who I am, I guess. And who I've always been is, big casual shoe person, like Puma, flats, like Vans, but Pumas. I love Pumas. I love wearing Pumas. Fucking love them. And band shirts has always been a thing. Just because I don't like brand names. I don't wear Tommy Hilfiger. I don't wear like Nike, Under Armour. None of that shit. So I tend to wear things that I genuinely love. Like a Dead Kennedy shirt. Or just something that's kind of graphic that people are like, ugh, that shirt's disturbing. Yeah, that's what I'm into. Whoa, bounce, motherfucker. And I don't know. When I'm 80, should I still be wearing a Dead Kennedy shirt? I probably will. Like, no matter what anybody says I should or should not do. But how can I upgrade my style a little bit? How can I dip into the fountain of youth and not look so middle-agey all the time? It's a good question that I don't have the answer to. But I want the answer, because I walk out of places sometimes and I see myself in the reflection of my window and I'm like, Jesus, guy, why don't you fucking try a little? Just a little. Not for anybody, but for you, for me, for myself. Just a little. I don't know. I'd like to hear other people chime in on that one, because I have no idea. I feel like my phone just changed on me, too. I don't know. It's just I tend to do this podcast about the shit that's in my head at a given time. I had no plans to hit record today. This microphone is usually on the other side of the car, on the other shit handle. But after I walked out of Wendy's and saw myself, I was like, I better mic up and talk about how fucking middle-agey I look. Like, I got this buddy Marty in Canada. And Marty, if you watch this, congratulations. I'm going to give you a compliment. But he's got a very athletic look to him, and he dresses that way. Me, I'm not an athlete at all, and I don't have that athletic look. In fact, I've got that look that screams, I just fucking got a burger at Wendy's and decided to throw a microphone up and do a podcast about it. But Marty looks awesome, and he's older than me. He's like 45. He looks so much cooler than I do, which again is fine. I mean, it's not a contest we're living, but I just, I don't know. Maybe I just need to drop some pounds. That way this isn't a problem. I'm more comfortable with my face, and then I'll just shave and be less gray in that manner. My wife would fucking kill me, though. Like, she really likes the facial hair, and I guess that's what matters most. But man, it gets old. It gets like just, I don't know. It gets kind of gross. It don't feel good right now, and it looks all patchy. Like I trimmed it the other day. That's a hard thing too, like trimming your facial hair. Like, do you ever find the right setting on the trimmer to where when you're done, you're happy? Like, I always think I am. I trim and I'm like, okay, that looks good. And then a day later, I'm like, that does not look good. I went too short. It looks like shit. Fucking life is hard. Life is fucking hard. How long? What setting? Help me out, folks. Like, I know what to do down there. You fucking, you buzz that shit and then you trim it up real nice with a blade. Not to where it looks like a baby possum. It's got to have some adulthood there. I'll do a lightning bolt above it and hair, like a Harry Potter kind of thing. But up here, what do you do? Should I go riff-raff and do lines on the side? Fucking buy some real big oily looking shades, like fucking 1992 Oakleys? I could do that. Should I grow a rat tail or do a fucking shave the sides and let the back grow into a mullet? Do that whole thing? Again, I think that's more riff-raff shit. But should I go long? Should I grow my hair longer? You guys have to look at me when you watch this video. What do you think I should do? What fits me? What style should I change to? Maybe I'll completely change my look based off what you guys say. Maybe I'll go full in on it. Like, hey, grow your hair out. Hey, do this to your face. Do that. I'll fucking try it. I'll try anything. Because sometimes I'm just like, fuck you, middle-aged guy. Fuck you right in the ass. Dick. Letting yourself go. Wearing fucking gray pants. Band shirt. Gray beard. Half a beard. Not even a full. Just a fucking lazy beard. You fucking piece of work. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I have a meeting. Tomorrow. Big meeting. Work meeting. Adult shit. And I'm going to attempt to look a little more presentable. To look a little better. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do for this meeting tomorrow. I might even fucking put on a tie. I might do it. Just to see how it feels. God, it's going to feel uncomfortable. That's how it's going to feel. Well, that makes me feel better. I just saw someone getting their mail and they looked about as interested in their self-care as I do. So that helps. Thanks a lot.